The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. But it's December the 24th, and I am dying to be up north. Ba-dum dum 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 da ba dum dum ba. I'm dreaming of a huge bong hit. Ba-doo-da. Just like the ones I used to smoke. Ba-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba. With the house on fire, me getting higher. Luna, it's just me. Jesus Christ, everybody. So here I am. I'm a pickle. I am the Christmas pickle. I come with jingles. See? Do you have any requests? Because I will be a pickle for like the next 30 seconds, and then we'll go on and continue with our regular affair. My sister, oh God bless my sister, Hermanita, Feliz Navidad, poo 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 poo. Feliz Navidad, poo 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 poo. Okay, have you had enough? I've kind of had enough. Lovely voice, says Michael, our in-house opera singer. Seriously? I'm going to show Luna. No, you cannot eat the jingle bells. Jesus Christ, Luna, you're missing all the chaos that's going on here. Luna is like, she's off camera. She is like, fuck this. I'm not going to sit put. I want to look at the bells that you're playing with. And no, you're not going to play with the jingle bells today, honey. Just sit. No. Go back to your place. Stay there. There you go. You want to play with the jingle bells? Daddy gets to play with the jingle bells today. So anyhow, here we are. Welcome back to Christmas. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. That's what it is. See, I've been jingling my bells all morning and driving Luna crazy. Look at her. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Dad? Enough jingle bells for you? You just want to be pardoned. And that's okay. You're going to be pardoned. Don't worry about it. Anyhow, here we are. Coffee and Headlines every morning. See, all this singing got me out of my own. Hello and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every morning, 10:30 in the morning, where we exchange jingle bells and pickles and stories and headlines and anything that can help us stay in good spirit, connected to our destination, which is Puerto Vallarta, as an English community of speaking locals. Hear me, I am totally in a Christmas distracted mode. We are a community of English speaking locals. That's what we are. Thank you very much. And no, I didn't smoke anything this morning. I'm just being silly and scattered because it's Christmas. I am trying to imagine myself having a moment off and a day off and just chilling around the house, not having to think about anything important. But we do have a few interesting and important headlines to share with you. And of course, as always, if you are new to these broadcasts, no, we don't turn into pickles on a regular basis. And no, we don't sing on a regular basis. But I think the occasion called for it. Anyhow, it's Christmas Eve. It's December the 24th. There are some important... Oh, Michael, you are going to love what comes next. It's all about singing. Luna, stop attacking the Christmas bells. Well, fine. Okay, give me your rump. I don't care. Luna is now offended. She's like, fuck this. I'm just going to see what else I'm going to go do today. So anyhow, here we are. It's December the 24th. It's great to meet you. If you are new, just write the word new on your comment and we will give you a proper welcome. Things are not this crazy usually, but hey, what the hell? It's Christmas Eve. Let's just have some fun. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then just be in the spirit with us for a moment and we'll move right along through today's broadcast, which includes further clarifications of the very colorful instructions that we've received about what we can and cannot do during the next 15 days here in Puerto Vallarta. We also featured news about the first people that were vaccinated here in Mexico. We have some news about the heinous murder that took place last week in town. We have some interesting news about Christmas Jewish music, movies, if there is such a thing. Apparently, there is such a thing. In fact, there is such a thing, and I'm going to tell you where to find them and whether they're good or not. And we also have to talk about the miracle, because I think it's a miracle, and I'll explain myself later. The miracle of Christmas carol singing and voice and this instrument that we carry within us, and how powerful and miraculous it can be when it is purposed accordingly. But before we go there, we are going to take a look at who's in the house, just being silly with us. And then we'll move on with the news as usual. So many of you, hello. Hello, Jonathan Lake. What are you wearing today? Good morning, Jonathan. I like your photo. No, I'm not being flirty. Well, maybe a little bit. Let's see. Barb is in the house. Feliz Navidad indeed. Thank you very much for that, Claude. Poppy's school. I love it. I love it. What is Luna getting me for Christmas? Luna is just keeping me company. Luna is loving me for Christmas, and that's all I could ever expect from her. The pickle, says Joe Willis. Let's see who else is here. Sun City, Arizona's in the house. Hello, Judy. It's great to see you. I have questions for you, Michael, about your menu, but I'll address those later on today. Is that the tickle pickle? No, the tickle pickle is further down, and it is resting right now. Thank you very much. Let's see. La, 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 la. My sister thinks I'm nuts, but we've already gone through that. That's okay. There has to be somebody nutty in every family. Clay loves the pickle. I love it. Thank you very much. Did I write that one, or am I just riffing? The whole business of I'm dreaming of a huge bunk hit. Oh my God, we used to sing that way back in college when we were actually dreaming on huge bong hits. But not anymore. Now it's all brownies for me. La 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 la. I am so dilly. Oh, pun intended. That was so funny. I am so dilly. Does Luna get catnip for Christmas? If I can find some, I would be so happy to share some catnip with her. Although the last time I gave her catnip, she didn't seem to give a shit about it. So it was really weird. Maybe they sold me cilantro or something. I didn't know. Luna is being indifferent, typical female. I love it. She comes and goes. Sometimes she's overly curious, and sometimes she is not. What? Oh, Gouda, what are you talking about? How could Mark Hartman possibly fire you? It is impossible. Oh, Earl is here. Earl, I'm thinking so much about singing, and Earl was present. Earl was there when I joined Berklee College of Music and enrolled, and I started singing with this amazing ensemble. And if I talk too long about it, I'm going to get teary-eyed, because there was this group in school called the College Singers, and it was led by the most wonderful man. His name was Kenneth Greenhouse, and it was Ken as a choral conductor that opened my eyes and soul and ears to jazz harmonies sung jazz harmonies. And Earl and I were in this chorus together, and just seeing you here this morning, it is a Christmas present. It really is. Thank you very much for joining us. And you are always in my mind and thoughts, and you know that. Kathleen is the nutty in her family. I'm not surprised. I love it. Oh, Walmart has catnip. I hope you mean Walmart in Puerto Vallarta. If that is the case, I'll definitely stop by. Okay, so we have some news to go through because, hey, there's got to be some news. And then we'll move on to some silly stuff. But let us get through the news. The news. Let's get through the news. Let's get through the news. When I get confused? I get confused when I try to get ready for the news, and on the other eye, I'm reading your comments, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus. Here we go. Boom. Christmas arrived in the form of vaccines in Mexico. The first vaccines were applied, and they were applied to two nurses and one doctor. It is the best gift I could have received in 2020, says the first person vaccinated in Mexico. It was a nurse. So it was two nurses and one doctor. They were the first to be vaccinated at Mexico's Palacio de Gobierno with our president present. And this is going to continue moving on. As we know, there is this other article that I'm going to focus on the schedule because there have been questions about the schedule for the vaccine. Stage one, as we've said before, goes from December to February, and it includes vaccinating health workers, first-line health workers, everybody that has been working directly with COVID patients gets vaccinated between December and February. Stage two, February to April, includes other health workers and people that are 60 years of age or older. Stage three goes from April to May. We are, of course, talking about 2021, and it includes more people that are 60 years of age or older. Stage four, which is May or June, I think that is a typo, and I would not be surprised. I honestly think that the stage three, this one over here, that's supposed to be people that are 50 years of age or older, but don't hold me against that. I'm not entirely sure. Stage four is May through June of next year, and it is people that are 40 years of age or older. And from June of this coming year to March of 2022, the rest of the population will receive the vaccine. And that is the schedule here in Mexico. Now, I want you to know that there has been very slow development on the murder of former Governor Aristoteles Sandoval here in Puerto Vallarta last week, but we have learned from the state prosecutor's office that they have actually recovered one DVR or recording device, and through its footage, they've been able to identify and apprehend one person that was involved in this crime. So we will be learning more information about this as we move right along. And I'll, of course, keep you posted on this. Now, the next set of news have to do with further clarification on what is available and what is allowed and not allowed through the holiday season with this new kind of lockdown that we're going through. What this news item tells us is that restaurants will be able to serve a New Year's Eve dinner, but it will be with restricted hours. In other words, and with restricted circumstances. For example, New Year's Eve, restaurants and places that serve food cannot have live music. And they are expected to shut their operation down exactly at midnight. So if you're used to the New Year's Eve dinners in which you wait until midnight to celebrate the Happy New Year and then continue partying on, that will not be the case this year. So if you were thinking of having people performing live in your venue, you won't be able to do that. If you were thinking of going to Christmas Eve dinner somewhere, although I know you're not because you know that you're better off staying home, but in case you were thinking, you can expect to go to restaurants, enjoy your dinner, but I've talked to a couple of restaurant owners that are friends of mine, and they've told me that they're probably going to wrap their dining service by 11 or 11:30, and then they're going to take the remainder of the time to just close, and that's it. That's what's going to happen. Now, all this confusion came about because, and I want to show this to you just so that you can have a little bit of an appreciation of what it's like to get the news when they trickle down in our direction. And I'm thinking a lot about my friend Trisha, who runs the Facebook group, the Puerto Vallarta Facebook group, because she spent yesterday fielding questions of all kinds based on this very insignificant but horrible mistake that our mayor did. And I don't know if he did this intentionally or inadvertently or what. Yesterday morning at 8:33, and I missed it, Davalos, our mayor, revealed these JPEG images that show what is going on for between December 25th and January 10th. And the one that got people all messed up and confused was this one down here, because this one down here says that restaurants can operate, but only with takeout and home delivery. So that, needless to say, confused the shit out of local restaurant owners, because the day before, Canarac, which is the restaurant association, had said that restaurants were going to operate normally. So yesterday, we spent a fair amount of time trying to find the source of accurate information, and it is fortunate that Michael Beaufort got a connection, a direct message directly to our mayor Davalos, and it was through Michael Beaufort. We're very grateful that we were able to obtain the definitive information. Indeed, there was some sort of mistake in the publication by the city. So I give you a big rundown of what is and is not available for us to do within the next couple of weeks. This is as close to a reliable source as this comes from. Again, it comes from Michael Beaufort by way of our mayor, who sent this information directly to him. So, in summary, starting on December the 25th, that's tomorrow, starting on tomorrow at 6 a.m. and ending on December 10th at 11:59 p.m., there are no bars, no bars, no nightclub, no nothing, and there are no New Year's Eve parties at hotels, restaurants, bars, um, any kind of event, rooms, and so forth and so on. All that stuff is forbidden. So if you're organizing one, you're not supposed to. If you were thinking of attending one, you know, watch The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. You're going to be a lot more entertained. So here's another version of the same information. This says exactly the same thing as the previous graph. This one has to do with meetings, or gatherings rather. Gatherings with more than 10 people are not allowed, and it is recommended that if you gather with less than 10 people, that the people that are present are from 3 different households at most. Isn't that cute? Or weird? It's like, I'm going to have a dinner party, but how many households can I invite? You are to minimize gatherings or meetings in the social that are related to work, like business meetings and stuff like that. And we are not to go to any meeting or family reunion where somebody has had COVID and is still in the process of recovering. When it comes to religion, churches are restricted to 25% attendance. There will be no singing, no choir, which is why I'm singing from my own home. Thank you very much. And there are no groups that are dancing or any other kinds of manifestations of praise at the churches. So there you have it. And then we see here that everything else, pretty much everything else, is open for business, because there was no indication that anything would close. We knew that from before. And lastly, this one has to do with parties and partying. There are no patron saint parties. There are no street parties. There is no fireworks. There are no charreadas. There are no cockfights, in case you were thinking of hosting your very own. And there are no weddings. There are no permits for weddings, quinceañeras, baptisms, birthdays, New Year's Eve events, and so forth and so on. So there you have it. I think this is about as clear as it gets. And I'm going to stop now and take a look at whatever questions you may have. La 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 la. Okay, questions. Questions. You have a nose for news. I do. It's my rhinitis. It's my rhinitis, James. It's not a nose for news. My nose is always bleeding, and not bleeding, but just I have You don't want to know what I have. It's disgusting anyway. Let's see. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum. The restaurant workers still in the jail for cleaning up crime scene. Joe, I haven't read otherwise, so I'm going to assume that they are. Although if they were released from jail, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody would tell us. Um, Tony regrets that neither children nor children are mentioned in the inoculation schedule. It's a country based thing, Tony. I've seen other countries where this has been prioritized, and this is what's happening here in Mexico. And what are we to do? Other than to wait for our turn. Fireworks, midnight, of course not. Nope, nope, no fireworks, no midnight, no nothing. Are permanent and temporary residents included in the COVID vaccinations? As far as I know, yes. If you have your temporary resident and your permanent resident card, you are included in vaccinations. If you're just here as a tourist hoping for a ride, no, I don't think so. La 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 la. Let's see. Trisha Lyman is a great lady and a great resource. I couldn't agree more with that. I very much appreciate and respect the work that Trisha does, also on a regular daily basis, nonstop, maintaining a, a community of thousands and thousands of people. And I am so honored to consider her my friend, and that she considers me her friend as well. And yes, that page was a poop show yesterday. I don't know what made me more depressed, whether to read Trisha's page because of the level of confusion, or to read the gay and lesbian equivalent page because of the level of. It was just sad. It was just sad. I am so grateful and happy and honored to be part of a community of this cluster where we have gone out of our way to stay kind and loving to one another. And to me, that means the world. It really does. You are supposed to have mariachi at Hacienda San Angel. Am I saying that they cannot? Yes, that's what I am saying. I am saying that any restaurant, any venue that has promised live music is not going to be able to offer it by law. That's what I am seeing printed. I am just a messenger. If you go to a restaurant and there's music and the police comes, they're not going to go after you. They're not, so it's one of those things. If Hacienda San Angel is watching, or any restaurant owner is watching that is thinking of having live music, you better get on the phone, because you don't want to get into a fining situation and so forth and so on. Oh, Lorraine, I am having so much fun. I am halfway through season 2, and it is just the craziest, most wonderful television show. It is so irreverent and beautiful and nonsensical, and it is great. Everybody, watch The Umbrella Academy. It's absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Let's see. Breathe, Luke. I know I've been getting all kinds of emails and messages about clandestine parties and things that are not supposed to be going on that are going on. You know, I say let them be. There's very little we can do to control or contain that. I am choosing to focus my energy on my loved ones and myself and my health and the health of my cluster. And this is how this is going to be for me. Let's see. Uh, uh, William, seriously. Just take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself, and do what you have to do that is right for you. And if there are no people enforcing things, there's very little you or I can do about that. So just, you know, either that or choose to lose emotional energy focusing on things that you can't control. That's your choice. There's great drugs for that too, by the way. Villa guests have scheduled mariachis on December 26th for birthday at Casa Tres Vidas. Should I cancel? If No, not at all, Margaret. Not at all. Because one thing is to have a mariachi for dinner on a night that is not New Year's Eve, And another thing is to have mariachis on New Year's Eve. What the government is hoping to avoid is big midnight parties where people are going crazy. I don't think you should cancel at all. Um, so cohetes will also be illegal. They have been illegal all along. They have never been legal. Not this year. Not this year. Uh, how long can restaurants stay open during this time? I understand midnight, Judy, but I think it also depends on each restaurant. I am sure that they don't want restaurants open after midnight. Um, there you go. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. I canceled my dinner reservation for Christmas Day, thinking restaurants would be closed. No, think restaurants will be open tomorrow, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something wonderful. Barbara asks, where will the vaccinations be given? Hospitals, I'm sure, but we don't have specific information about that. I don't see them giving out vaccines at beauty parlors or veterinarian offices, but hospitals, definitely. We'll see vaccines there. Um, yes, I hear ya. It is really, really sad. Uh, Where are vaccines going to be distributed? In your arm. I love it. Thank you very much. Every pearl of wisdom is valuable here. Uh, and yes, there was a lot of disrespect. Some people can just be very, very, very sad. Oh my God, my screen has frozen. I think I forgot to charge. I think I forgot to charge the battery on my other camera, so I'm going to continue with this one. Whoops. Okay, this one doesn't. This one makes me look chubby. Ugh. Okay. Anyhow, continuing with this camera and not the other. Let's see. What else? I see a couple of references to the LGBTQ page. Where do I find it? Let me see if I can get it up. Well, it's actually, if you go to Facebook, Rita, just look for Puerto Vallarta gay, everything you want to know, or something like that. And let me see if I can bring it up fairly quickly. Facebook.com. And I'm going to open this for you. And found it. Here, I'm going to put the URL on the stream so that you can all see it. This is a very valuable page that Jet de la Isla has and maintains. Jet de la Isla is the gay version of Trisha Lyman, and this should appear in your comments right away. And again, it's usually a really useful source of information, but some of the back and forths going on between some people in that community makes me feel sad that people that are not gay or lesbian or whatever you want to call it sometimes bundle us up in the same group, and it's called the gays, and it is unfortunate that we are all judged in the same way when there are people that are really wonderful and there are people that are just horrible out there. So let's see where we are. So no fireworks in PV, but yes, Nayarit. Yes, Nayarit runs by a completely different tune. Did I say no fireworks? Yes, I said no fireworks. DM Van Pelt says I look fine. Well, I say you look fine too in your wings. La 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 la. Thank you for being so patient, answering and re-answering the same questions. Sometimes it's exhausting, Dan, but I'm happy to do it because it's important. It is really, really important. Margaret, anything, I feel like I still owe you a huge favor that I will never, ever, ever repay. And I am going to tell everybody about this favor because I love it. A million years ago, it's been a million years ago, I reached out to Margaret Parrish and JJ, her partner, who owned Casa Tres Vidas here in Conchas Chinas and in Casa Cortés. What's the name of the other casa? Okay, Casa Tres Vidas, and the name of the other casa, which is next door to it, will come to me. And I said to them, I want to have my entire family for a week in Puerto Vallarta. I'll do a trade with you. I'll do photographs of your villas if you let me host my family for a week. And they agreed to do it. Quinta Maria Cortez is the name of the other one. And Margaret and her partner JJ allowed me access to this beautiful 10-bedroom villa. And I was able to invite my entire family and their kids for 1 week. And I will always be indebted to them for their kindness in allowing me to have this one-time amazing opportunity to be with my entire family. So I am indebted to you always, and I'm happy to provide whatever information you need. Let me see what else. I think we are caught up with all your comments. So I'm going to move into the weather and some leisurely stuff. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, there's my frozen camera. Hold on, let me take, I definitely ran out of battery. Let me see, I'm not, gotta switch this to another camera that makes me move. Let's try this one. Much better. Ooh, it's 22 degrees Celsius. It feels like 23. It is 72 degrees Fahrenheit humidity. Oh my God, humidity is down to 37%, which is super, super low. And I love this. The weather forecast for today, it's going on just a second. What I meant to do was this. Today, it's going to be clear through the day with a high temperature of 28, low temperature of 17. Tomorrow, Friday, Christmas Day, it's going to be a high temperature of 28, low temperature of 18, clear through the day. And then on Saturday, same thing, clear through the day, high temperature of 27, low temperature of 16. How about that? Now, I don't think, oh, this is so much fun. I don't think YouTube is going to get on my case if I play for you the first 10 seconds of the trailer for their upcoming History of Swear Words documentary. Well, that was weird. I think I got kicked out. The system reported that I had a microphone issue. So I think I'm going to stay here and hope that some of you find out that there is a continuation to our broadcast. I am very sorry about this. Sometimes there are glitches that we can't control. So we are here, we are live, and hopefully we're going to be able to continue with today's broadcast because we were getting into the fun stuff and I don't want you to miss the fun stuff if at all possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple of minutes to make sure that enough of you are able to reconnect. Again, we seem to have gotten a little snafu, and I'm not going to try to invoke what I was going to invoke earlier. I was getting ready to tell you, Mark Hartman says something I said. It's definitely not something you said. Sean says, wow, two-part show. It was not intentional. I am so grateful that you guys are coming back because I was getting ready to have some real fun. But maybe I won't be taking many chances. Yeah, I know YouTube is coming to lock my doors, but I really want to try this because it is absolutely priceless. Do I dare? Okay, yes, I got to do this. I'm going to try to do exactly what I was about to do. And what I was about to do is show you the first 10 seconds of Netflix's upcoming documentary on the history of swear words. And the first 10 seconds consist on Nicolas Cage delivering the most exquisite version of fuck you've ever seen. Let me get my camera happening because, again, everything went kaput. So let me hope that this is not going to implode. Oh, I see I have a problem with system audio. Okay, I'm not going to try to play this. But I'm going to give you the URL for this wonderful documentary that that Netflix is coming out. You have to watch this trailer because it's going to be totally right up our alley. It's going to be really fun. I watched the trailer yesterday, and I'm going to hope that you enjoy it. I also wanted to tell you about this very amusing article I found on Huffington Post about the peculiar case of Jewish Christmas movies. There is such a thing. Apparently, thanks to Hallmark and Lifetime, they have attempted to integrate Jews into their holiday romance fare with mixed results. And there is a description here of some of the movies that they've come up with in which they've found strange plots in which they can somehow talk about Christmas and throw in Hanukkah and other celebrations. So that should be an interesting watch or interesting read for some. I also want to share this link that I found on PBS, the 101 songs you turned into in 2020. This was apparently a survey done by PBS. And the list is an actual playlist that you can play on Spotify. I haven't looked through the entire list, but I will be really, really interested to hear what people were listening to during this year to find some kind of relief of comfort from these troubled times that we're living in. And as for myself, I can tell you, and I've mentioned this before, that I've spent a lot of time this month listening to Classic FM, the internet radio station, because they throw such a wonderful mix of classical music and music from movies, and also Christmas carols. And it's brought on unexpected comfort to me to listen to Christmas carols. And there is one Christmas carol in particular that was programmed several times during the last couple of weeks that is so incredibly beautifully performed that it made me stop doing what I was doing to listen to it. And I am going to share this particular Christmas carol with you today. And it is a Christmas carol performed by a San Francisco-based group called Chanticleer. And it consists of 12 gentlemen. And Chanticleer has been an award-winning vocal ensemble that has been hailed as the world's reigning male chorus by the New Yorker, and it's known around the world as an orchestra of voices for its wide-ranging repertoire and dazzling virtuosity. It was founded in San Francisco in 1978 by singer and musicologist Luis Bodo, and they quickly took the place as one of the most prolific recording and touring ensembles in the world, selling over 1 million recordings and performing thousands of live concerts to audiences around the world. So what was Chanticleer singing that caught my attention? It was this beautiful Christmas carol that you already know, I am sure. It is called "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear." It is an 1841 poem and Christmas carol written by Edmund Sears, pastor of the Unitarian Church in Wayland, Massachusetts. 1 year later, the lyrics were set to Carol, a tune written for the poem the same year at his request by a composer named Richard Storrs Willis, who studied composition with Mendelssohn, Felix Mendelssohn. And the version that Chanticleer produces is just stunning, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, one thing is to just go out on the street with your friends and sing "Deck the Halls," da 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 da. But another one is to really appreciate that this instrument, this thing, we all have one, you know. This instrument, the voice, that is so often used to convey hatred or judgment or criticism, can also come together to produce glorious music. And I know that because I've been there. This is one of the privileges I can be grateful in my life, that I've had the pleasure of singing in vocal ensembles where you know what happens when voices come in tune together and come in harmony together, and they sound amazing. So I am going to share this version of "It Came Upon a Midnight Clear" with you, and I'm going to invite you to reflect on the beauty of the singing, whether you believe on the words or not. And the first verse, of course, begins with, "It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all-gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing." And those are the words for this song that we're going to hear. But even if you don't believe in the message of the words, think about what you want your instrument to sound like next year, whether you want it to sound like love or hate or criticism or abuse or praise. It really is within our power to decide how we want our voices to sound. And I hope that you will keep that in mind. And I think that is a good moment for us to pause this broadcast. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas today. We'll be back tomorrow with stuffing and news and more cheer, and we'll figure out what. And that's all I have for you. If you've had a good time today, keep us in mind. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for all the Christmas coffee. I've received Christmas memberships and Christmas coffee. Thank you so very much to all of you who have thought about Luna and myself. It is very much appreciated. So between now and the next time I see you, stay cheerful, stay happy, stay calm, stay peaceful, stay mindful of your voice, and most importantly, how you use it to transform this world into a better place. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, and I'll see you again soon.